Kara, Emma, and Elizabeth are completing their duties when they notice their husbands arriving home. Elizabeth dashes out to welcome Jack, and Jack sprints toward the barn like lightning. Kara admits she was concerned about the trip, and Jacob says they encountered an issue that he would raise with the sheriff. Homecoming at Banner isn't as friendly and welcoming. He sends his child off to find more sheep herders because he has returned without his crew or his horse. After descending the mountain, Banner is exhausted and attributes his state on the Duttons. The Duttons and Yellowstone cowboys accompany Jacob on a journey to town the next day, where the shop owner demonstrates a washing machine and explains its functions. Kara really laughs. Elizabeth notices a refrigerator, and the owner explains how it functions. He is renting out these appliances. Jacob's choice to hang the trespassers rather than bring them to town for punishment has caused friction between him and Sheriff McDowell. Jacob asserts that the conflict has already started and that the sheepherders initiated it in response to McDowell's concerns about a range war. In search of a good time, Jack, Elizabeth, and several of the cowboys travel to a secret speakeasy. They take a seat at the bar and order the drinks. Elizabeth gulps down her drink quickly and won't stop moving. Jack joins her on the dance floor since he will do everything for his woman. After a passionate goodnight kiss, they return to the hotel, and Elizabeth reassures him that it was worth the wait. She opens her door, nevertheless, as he turns to go. Jack approaches Elizabeth's room cautiously before observing her begin to remove her clothing. When Spencer arrives in the region of previous hyena attacks, he discovers that these creatures are more cunning than lions. The assaults don't appear to follow any pattern, and enticing a hyena in with a goat tied to a tree hasn't worked either. Alexandra gets out of bed later than the men and scans the plains. She acknowledges that it appears unreal and reminds her of a painting. Spencer concurs that it is lovely, and the topic of Darwin and his theory of evolution comes up. When comparing wild creatures in America and Africa, Spencer notes that in America, the animals run from people. Here in Africa, where they have lived with humans for 1 million years, they just view them as a nuisance. Spencer brought up the footprints of a kid baked into a lava rock when they were talking about evolution, so he and Alexandra set off in a vehicle to see them. In addition to a lone warthog, they passed past herds of zebra, elephants, giraffes, and even elephants. Alexandra is enthralled by all the animals. When they arrive to the outlying area, Spencer asks whether he may name her Alex. Simply put, if he wants to alert Alexandra about a lion or any danger, it will take too long. Spencer asks, "Marry me," to which Alex responds that it is not a question. She yet appears to accept his demand and consents to marry him. Alex stoops down next to the footprint and becomes depressed as she considers how lonely the kid must have been when they left it. She says it's the first time she's understood life is so brief, which makes her feel little and emotional as she says. Spencer is forced to put the car in reverse as an elephant suddenly charges at it. They retreat, but the elephant keeps advancing and manages to flip the automobile. Once it has rendered the car inoperable, it attacks once again, and Spencer fires a shot. As startled Alex is helped out of the car by Spencer, and together they are able to push it back onto its wheels. Unfortunately, they are compelled to hide in a nearby tree because the automobile won't start. Spencer learns the tree isn't tall enough after they have already climbed it. Although this is the tallest tree nearby, they are still in great danger. Alex is given the assurance by Spencer that this will not be their final night together. Later on, while an elephant is being devoured by a group of lions, Alex jerks awake while still in Spencer's arms. Hyenas approach the pride and howl, but the lions don't back down. When a lioness spots the people in the tree, Spencer kills her before she can get to where they are hiding. As Alex cries, the group now focuses their attention on the humans, and Spencer keeps shooting. Alex yells, "We're here!" as the headlights of 4 vehicles traveling in their direction appear. Spencer keeps his attention fixed solely on the lions. Men rush off the vehicles and fire into the air. Spencer assists Alex in climbing down from the tree as the lions and hyenas retreat. Alex acknowledges that when she looked death in the eye on their trip back to the camp, she didn't feel alive. She just experienced terror, and she doesn't want to experience it once again. Prior to meeting her, Spencer says he always felt that way. He wishes to never experience that feeling again. At the Hotel Bozeman, the morning breaks, and Kara likes watching Jacob shave. She makes the observation that it seems superfluous for ladies to be shaving their legs and the areas beneath their arms. Kara is concerned about their species and believes that greed will be the end of us all. Jacob gives Zane Davis, the ranch's foreman, the order to ride ahead with the cowboys as the company gets ready to depart town. Jacob rejects Zane's request to leave several cowboys with the buggy. If there is a problem, the cowboys can clear the path while the Duttons will stay in the rear with the buggy. A short while later, the Duttons are out of sight of the cowboys when they hear gunfire. Elizabeth's shot before they can react, and Jacob yells for everyone to get out of the buggy. Before they can take cover, Jack's shot, and so is Elizabeth's dad, Bob Strafford. Although Jacob and John Sr. fire back at their assailants in the course of the ambush, the attackers don't disperse. As the shooting frightens the horses and drives them to flee with the buggy, the sheepherders are safely concealed behind stones and trees. Elizabeth was unable to exit the vehicle and is now confined to the rear seat as the horses flee. Kara, Jacob, John Sr., and Emma hide behind a downed tree while a wounded Jack rides his horse after the buggy. Banner watches as his fellow sheepherders are shot before getting back into his car and leaving. Jack, along with Kara, Emma, and Elizabeth, are discovered by Zane hiding behind a boulder. Zane gives Jack the order to get the buggy even though Jack has been shot since they require it. Jacob appears to be on the verge of passing away as Kara rushes to his side. Kara makes an effort to stop Emma from seeing John Sr. since she feels she doesn't need to, but he has unfortunately passed away from his injuries. Instead of listening, Emma just keeps staring at her soulmate who is laying dead next to Jacob. The doctor and nurses arrive, and the doctor orders Kara to leave the room and let them work. Kara steps outside and writes a letter to Spencer. Her hand shakes as she writes to inform Spencer his brother's been killed, and it's possible Jacob will die, too. Jack was wounded. She writes, "This ranch and your legacy are in peril. War has descended upon this place and your family. Whatever war you fight within yourself must wait. You must come home and fight this one." So hope you enjoy the video. Stay tuned for further updates, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. See you next time. Till then, be safe. Bye.